Hi everyone, this is Angelo Lorenzo. And as you can see, I am using another painting by Vincent Van Gogh. It's called Starry Night. It's actually a very special painting because he painted this during his darkest moments in life. He was actually confined in a mental health hospital or an asylum when he painted this. And then he was in his room, and then when he opened his window, he saw the sights of the beautiful sight of the outside night sky, the stars, and then the moon. And then he actually saw the beauty in that scenery. So he made it into a painting, and that resulted in one of the most iconic paintings in the world. So it connected with the thing about finding beauty in things is that um, it can be related to what happened this year. A lot of things happened this year, actually. Well, I, for one, can't deny that many people have struggled way too much this year because of what's going on in the news, what's going on in society, what's going on in the environment. And also, some of these events are shaped by either by human actions or by natural calamities or disasters. And I think that despite them happening, we can always find the good in them. To put it into context, during the Australian wildfires earlier this year, we have realized that climate change is happening, and it's increasing at an unusual rate, and the effects are visible and the effects are prevalent. And um, this is what makes us realize that some solutions to address climate change have to be enacted now. And I think that if there was one good thing that happened during that time, it would have to be that realization that climate change is a global issue that needs to be addressed immediately. Another thing that happened also on a global scale, I guess, was the um, issue with the police brutality in the United States. It was a worldwide issue, even though it happened only in the United States, because it opened up conversations and dialogues about racial equality, if it's really true, if it's still happening. I mean, if injustice is still happening, which I believe injustice is also happening in the present times, because from what we have seen um, in the police brutality cases, they were severe, and they made people feel unsafe about their communities. They made people question um, uh, authority, and they also made people realize the flaws of a certain system that promised safety for everyone, but then excluded those who um, those who are marginalized or um, eliminated by the system itself. And I think that the protests during that time were just in perfect timing to address that issue, that racial inequality is still happening, and this issue has to be addressed also. Um, Another thing that happened this year was uh, it's a major tragic thing because it happened just recently. The typhoon that struck the Philippines, the northern part of the Philippines, Cagayan Province, Isabela, Marikina City uh, in Luzon, in the northern Philippines. The same thing that happened with the Australian wildfires. It gives us it gives us it gives us the realization that climate change is happening, and it's prevalent, and the results are prevalent. um, one good thing that came out of it is that there are people who are volunteering to help. Donations are being given, and it gives us a real it gives us an insight that a lot of people are really willing to help those who are affected by certain events, such as the flash flood that the tragedy or that the natural disaster brought. It's not really a natural disaster because um, living in a community or living in neighborhoods, you don't really expect your house to get destroyed easily by typhoons. But from what happened in that incident, there were a lot of people who lost their homes. Some lost their family members. Even dogs got killed because of that incident, because of that tragedy, and it's a very sad um, um, uh, reality to think that um, the typhoon that happened claimed still claimed lives. Um, Even when people were not really forewarned, and although they were forewarned, they weren't really given enough time to prepare or to evacuate the area. um, the devastation that the typhoon brought is actually unprecedented and unexpected. So that was a very tragic event. And despite the many things that happened this year, I think that um, we can somehow um, follow what Van Gogh did, to see the beauty in things despite all of it. Um, I know that it's been hard lately because the coronavirus pandemic has affected a lot of people, a lot of industries, a lot of lives. And one thing that makes this makes these trials beautiful is a realization that there are people who are willing to help, and then we are not alone in going through all of this. And I think that, like Van Gogh, we can see the beauty in them. Um, just this morning, I was working on a script that we are going to use for the company that I work for. Uh, we are going to produce a Christmas ad this December. And one major theme that I was thinking was that um, how do we find the beauty in things when a lot of tragedies have affected lives this year? Well, I always believe that change, the positive change, starts with us. Um, it is our willingness to help those who are in need that will make us more human than we are. And I think that um, doing good matters. The willingness to help matters. And also letting people feel that they are not alone is also as significant as telling our family members or telling our friends that we are all through this together, and we are all one in this, and we are all not alone in facing these trials. And that's what I um, that's what I want to say in this vlog post, in this message. Like, this is a very impromptu message because I was just like um, I just finished the script earlier. It was just a draft script, but the main idea is that we can find the beauty in things if we choose to do good and if we choose to help others in need. And despite the trials that we have gone through this year, or we might be facing in the next few years, because I know that the pandemic is still um, uh, affecting a lot of lives and a lot of industries these days. Um, Despite all of them, we can always choose to do good by helping others who are in need. So that's what I want to say in this blog post. Um, One thing also that I would like to address is that we have to we don't have to be shy, or there's nothing shameful in admitting that we are lonely and miserable when these things happen, because it's a natural human reaction. And the best way to um, to address this is to open up to our family members, to our friends, to our loved ones, to people who we are comfortable talking to. And I think that it really helps if we open up to them, because we can't do this alone. Humans are really designed to help one another. We are a collective bunch. So um, it's always going to be us through and through. So yeah, um, hoping that you are going to have a good day or good year, the remaining days of the year, and I believe that better days will come. Just keep on hanging there. Keep on keeping on and hang in there. So